Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the virtual award ceremony of Envision the Future Student Design Competition organized by the Port City Colombo. This competition set out to celebrate the importance of design in the planning and development process of the Port City Colombo. We also wanted to portray the city of the future in the eyes of our very gifted younger generation. This competition was a part of the Port City Colombo's launch initiatives. Envision the Future is the first ever competition that has given the opportunity to students to design 2 landmark monuments for the Port City Colombo. We kicked off this competition on the 25th of July and since then have been receiving registrations of over 350 students from across the globe studying in the fields of architecture, art, creativity and design. Overall, we received over 350 registrations, and since shortlisting our 6 finalists, we embarked on a journey to guide and mentor them with the help of our elite jury and experts in the industry. Through this competition, not only did the participants get to witness Port City in person, they also got a chance to present their work to veterans of the industry.
Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us live today. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate all the 6 finalists of Envision the Future Port City Student Design Competition 2020 on behalf of Port City Colombo. Since the launch of the competition, we have received a recorded number of 359 submissions within the month from Sri Lankan students both locally and studying overseas. We were excited and surprised by all the applications that came through, and also quite glad we have students applying from overseas from some of the world's best universities. On behalf of Port City Colombo, I would like to thank each of your invaluable submissions. Even though you have not emerged as a finalist, you must feel proud and confident in your ability to be a part of this unique experience. Best of luck to everyone who emerged as jury mentions, and congratulations for your achievements. Keep up the great work. On behalf of Mr. Jam Ho Liang, Managing Director of Czech Port City Colombo, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude for the commitment and unwavering support of our eminent jury panel, Cecile Belmont, Anoma Vijayawardena, Ruchi Janathan, Shilanti Abegunwadana, and Xia Yuan. Sincere thanks for the Academy of Design for making us realize this massive endeavor. And a thank you so much for all the partners who helped us make this a reality. Recently, Port City Colombo was awarded as Global Best Project at the 8th ENR Award Ceremony in recognition of our engineering and infrastructure development. Yet we believe no city can come to life without art. We are extremely happy and excited to be able to set this competition to appreciate the creativity and set aside a space for public and contemporary art in this new city. I wish you many years of great achievements and congratulations for the 2 winners of this evening. We are excited as much as you are to have your designs built at the Port City Colombo. Thank you.
Judging all this amazing talent was no easy feat, and that's why we enlisted the help of our eminent panel of judges. Anoma Vijayawardena, Shilanti Abegunawardena, Ruchi Jayantham, Xia Yuan and Cecile Balman, who graced the competition as the honorary chair. Throughout this deciding process, we were presented with amazing talent, and none of this would have been possible without the expertise of our jury. Now, let's hear from our jury about what their experience was like throughout this competition.
City Public Art Competition. There were 2 categories for a beach sculpture and a vitality wall. I was very happy to take on this for Port City and to encourage our young talent. It is a good idea to have competitions and particularly for young talent. It's a way to get fresh ideas, and it's also when you tap into young talent, you're getting a fresh look at things. You're not getting a seasoned practitioner and some of the prejudices people have as they accumulate practice. Also part of the reality of what's feasible Um, Young talent might not be aware of that as such, but it also gives fresh insight into a project. And I think seeing the winners' work, that has been justified by Port City inviting young talent to participate. As the honorary chair of the panel judging the competition, I was very heartened to see the level of the jury. They were really good. They also were focusing on the art content, because it is very easy with work like this to judge just the superficiality of what it looks like or its sensational aspects. But we managed collectively to drill through to get to the heart of what public art means. Fundamentally, it has to have a participation factor with the visitor, with the guest who goes around it, but equally it has to have a solid basis of art. It is artistic, and it's not just a decorative piece of work. It has to have merit that goes beyond literally what one sees. And true art is something that's not quite got atable directly. It's an X factor in how you read a piece of work. And I think in both winners we have that.
I believe I'm speaking for our entire panel of judges. And we thought, we just share a few thoughts that we have had on this experience and the competition. Generally, art is installed in a city after it is built. But, the speed at which cities and urban tissues are being added onto even existing cities and new cities are being built, the process by which people engage with their city is being challenged, and there is often a disconnect between the people and their city and the new additions to the city. As judges, we felt that the Port City ought to be lauded for organizing this competition, because this competition has given an opportunity for emerging young creatives to make a lasting impact on this space. And art is being conceived here. Like one of my fellow panelists said, man has always engaged with art because art feeds the soul. And we all know that every city needs a soul. When we don't have the time in the modern world, or rather, when we are pushed at a pace where it's difficult to connect with and find your soul, sometimes these initiatives act as catalysts for us to find that connection. And that connection really happens when people connect with the city. Works of art like this in a public space, because both the interactive wall as well as the beach sculpture are going to be located in a part of the Port City, which is a very public area. We also wanted to, congratulate Port City on following a very unique and a very innovative format for this competition. So I'd just like to, share a bit of that process with you. The first stage, all of us judges very independently evaluated all the entries that were received, and we created a long list of 10. Port City then did an evaluation on feasibility and selected 3. And we those 3 entries, the contestants were then mentored. At the final presentation, we were joined by a guest judge. And interestingly, though all 4 of us come from different backgrounds in design and art, our selection was unanimous, because the winners, the winning proposals clearly stood apart from the others in every area of evaluation, and just in eliciting a response from all of us. All of us responded, unanimously to the winning entries. So Port City will now curate the process of developing these further, because we have to understand that the contestants and the winners are students, and they don't yet have the experience of having their work built. We do understand that they're going to do their best to have the winners, to build the winning scheme, rather. Our hope is that due justice will be given to the core ideas, which these winning schemes were selected for, and that those ideas are not lost in translation. We're looking forward actually to seeing those sculptures and that interactive wall take form in our city, because I think it's going to, we all think it's going to add a lot to our public space, and also act as a precedent for more art to be commissioned by corporates and the government and institutions in our city, because it speaks to our souls, doesn't it?
When we design landscape, there is a series of important elements we need to consider. For example, the paving, planting, lighting, furniture, etc. And public art is one of the most important elements. This is because a good piece of public art is not only a physical landmark for a city, but also, more importantly, it becomes a symbol of spiritual wealth of the city, which finds an echo with its people via cultural representation, interactional element, and emotional expression. When we, as a landscape architect, evaluating the success or failure of a public art design work, apart from its aesthetic value, we should also consider the social value it brings. For example, a sense of belonging, a sense of pride of the city, the embodiment of regional culture, and the transmission of the positive values, and even a solution for social problems. Port City is a brand new city which is committed to bring the better future for its people. I highly valued this open competition arrangement, as in my opinion, on the one hand, this is a brilliant opportunity for the public to participate in the progress of development of Port City. On the other hand, we have already seen many high-quality proposals of public art. So many thanks to the organizer, and of course many thanks to all students who submitted your work. And finally, congratulations to the winner. You are really done a good job.
This journey embarked on the partnership with the Academy of Design to mentor design concepts in the competition. Let's talk to the head of mentoring sessions, Ismail Abdin, to know his thoughts.
I was mentoring all the students. It was a great initiative from Port City Colombo to get the involvement of the Sri Lanka students. Like sometimes, like the students, they have the feeling that they were not part of Port City. And I think with this project, they feel they can be part of it, and then they can build their own future. It's interesting also, like all kind of students that they participated. There were all kind of groups, like including like a mix of different like religions or ethnic. So I think that's a very interesting point, because this is the new Sri Lanka. Like you don't have to look at the past, but then it's like how to build the future. Art, if you ask people, sometimes they think art is not very important. But if you don't put art into the city, like the city becomes very sterile. It doesn't have like a strong culture. Like you don't see, it's like any other city around the world. How do you remember like Paris? Is because you have like a Eiffel Tower. How do you remember Chicago? Is because it has like that big being like kind of a sculpture. So in every city you have like different symbols, and then people make them part of them. Also, when I started talking with the students, the first thing I wanted to tell them is a very important thing, that is to think about 2040. Why in 2040? Because it's when it's projected to be finished, Port City. And usually like students and like people in general, they have like a very short-term vision. They think about next year, about next year. But if you tell them 20 years in advance, they need to think much more. And then they need to think about what is the culture that is going to be representing, like what is the symbol that you are creating for the future? How is this going to survive? Then it makes them think a bit more long term, and from there, then we start moving forward. So the materials, like usually, like the first proposals that they were doing like proposals for like with very traditional materials. Let's say like with the available materials in Sri Lanka. So my goal as well is not only to use what they have available here, but as well to bring materials from abroad and new technologies. And actually, like about all the students also, I feel like happy for all of them. And like when somebody asks me, which one do you prefer? For me, it was difficult because all of them, they were like in a good quality, and all of them, they were working very hard just in order to progress in this part of the development. So I feel like all of them, at least they deserve my appreciation because they have been working well. They have very interesting proposals, that they are like up to date for nowadays, like very interesting, that it could work either in the beach or in the wall. So they were like very interesting proposals that I would like to see them, all of them bid like, but as this is a competition, only one should be the winner. Don't give up, just always try to push it forward, because slowly you will achieve things. Same, if you don't get this, probably there will be other competitions in the future from Port City or from something else, but then you will be able to express it. The only thing, just be constant and just keep doing what you feel is right, and what you feel is, it comes from heart.
That was a good insight from Mr. Ismail. Now, before we announce the winners of the interactive wall competition, let's take a look at some of the amazing designs that were submitted by our finalists. Now, without further ado, the winner of the interactive wall competition is R. Javaneesan from the University of Moratuwa. Congratulations, you are the winner of the cash prize of 300,000 rupees. And now let's talk to our winner to find out what his experience was like in this competition.
Okay. So hi, I'm Javanison. I'm from Jaffna. It's a wonderful place for me, and I am following final year architecture program in University of Moradua. So I have passion on nature and art and architecture. So through a WhatsApp group, I got to know about this competition. That took my attention. So I was interested to take part in it. So I submitted my entry, and so they have announced me that as a winner. So honestly, I can't believe this moment and what just happened. I'm really excited, and I might need some time to be normal. And I'm really happy for this opportunity, because it's a big achievement for me, and it will bring more exposure in this field in future. And this moment, I had to thank some people. First, I had to thank the competition organizing committee and the jury, because they have done a great job in this pandemic situation. They conducted it very well, impartially and effectively. So I have to thank for the committee and the jury as well. And I had to thank my lovely siblings and my friends who supported me to make it happen, this submission, the design. So I have to thank all my friends who helped me. And if I have missed anyone, I had to thank everyone, each and every person who are behind me and this design. Yeah.
And that was the winner of our interactive wall competition. And now let's have a recap of the finalists of the Dream Beach Sculpture competition. The winner of the beach sculpture competition is from the City School of Architecture, Tharindu Pereira, Pulasti Handunge and Viranga Wabuge. Congratulations, your team walks away with a cash prize of 300,000 rupees. And now, let's talk to the winning team to find out what their experience was throughout this competition.
Well, as to say thank you on behalf of both of them, well, we would like to thank the university, the lecturers that helped us, especially the architects Anurangi, Nandaka, Mutiara, Ishani, and the engineer Mr. Pasindu, for tutoring us and prepping us throughout the process. And thank you for Port City for giving us a chance to showcase the talents of a lot of youth. And it was a great opportunity to work alongside such a prestigious judge board. And a big thank you for all of them for taking time out of their busy schedules and helping us throughout this whole process. And a special thanks to our mentor, Mr. Ismail, for helping us throughout this workshop. We hope you'll be there to guide us through the construction process as well. And a big thank you to Port City especially for help creating such a platform. And finally, a big thank you, well, obviously to our parents who helped us throughout this entire thing, who guided us. We wouldn't be here without them. Thank you to everyone actually who helped us throughout this entire thing.
The actual winners of the projects. For the beach sculpture, it's Lakshan, Pulsati and Viranga. Well done and congratulations to you all. And for the Vitality Wall, the winner was Javaneesan. Again, congratulations to you. And I hope this all gets built soon and we can enjoy seeing your work. Thank you for participating, and I thank my jury again, and of course Port City for being inspirational in launching this to the young talent of Sri Lanka. And let's hope this is the beginning of a long relationship between Port City and the youth of Sri Lanka.
And with that, we come to the end of today's proceedings as we close curtains on the student design competition. A very big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us on this special occasion, and we like to take this moment to extend our utmost gratitude to Anoma Vijayawardena, Shilantia Begunawardena, Ruchi Jayantham, Shia Yon, and the Honorary Chair, Cecil Belmont. We also like to thank all our participants for taking part in this competition, and a big congratulations to our winners. Thank you to each and every one of you who was a part of this journey to envision the future. Have yourself a pleasant evening.